Hello, everyone. It is a Wednesday. That means only one thing. It's time now for Supernatural News and Parashare here on Darkness Radio. And with that, I need a co-host or hostess. He's not a hostess, I'll give you that much. Ladies and gentlemen, because we do have a co-host or hostess introduction contest going on. Marky Mark has submitted his intro for this particular person. So I will say, and now back by popular demand, mostly demand to keep him permanently off the airwaves. Nevertheless, I'd like to introduce the man you love to hate and hate to love. He's the little devil on your shoulder. He's the Hindenburg of hot takes. You love him, you hate him, you forget, and you never forget him. Please welcome him to the show, Travis Thorpe.
That is one hell of an introduction, and I approve.
So there you go. So Marky Mark has actually written you your introduction for this week there, Travis. Even though I
approve this message.
Here you go. Yeah, so I think Marky also thought that I didn't know that the last time you were on, of course, I think it was the shame of me doing my Elmo impression. Was that the last time? Or
that might have been.
Yeah. I think he also didn't think that I knew that Sesame Street had moved on not only from HBO but now to Netflix. I know all that. I followed those Muppets down the road, so I know they're on Netflix now. So it's okay, Marky.
As long as they're not a Disney princess, I guess.
No, I'm the Disney princess in the family. But no, it's. Well, wouldn't that be something, boy, if Disney absorbed them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are kind of like the royalty of children's content, and Sesame Street holds some OG root ties. So
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
I mean, if things keep going the way they're going, it's only a matter of time. I mean, someone's got to. Pardon me while I open a beverage. One of the things I didn't do before the show. I got to think that if the funding dries up for public television and radio, I got to think that's where it's going. So,
well, I mean, they've absorbed just about everything else. I mean, everything from the Star Wars canon in the entire Star Wars universe to Hulu to Nat Geo. I mean,
Marvel. Marvel is a Disney property. So
yeah, Deadpool is a Disney princess. Like,
yeah. That's almost obscene. It really is. So yeah, why not? I mean, if it comes to it, it may end up being Sesame Street may end up being a Disney property, which I don't know how I feel about that. Right? I mean, the whole spirit of Jim Henson was creativity, right? In the whole spirit of Disney is almost now it never was, but now is almost commercial. It's all commercial. Yeah.
I think poor Walt would have loved to absorb that. But yeah, it's a whole different game now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's completely different. It's completely changed. Well, we got a busy show here today, Trav. I mean, a busy show. We'll jump right into it because, boy, we got good stories, weird stories, and funny stories at that. We're going to start off kind of funny today. I'm not even going to tease what we have today because there's so much. We're just going to jump right into it. Did you hear the story over the week that MGK Machine Gun Kelly thinks he's an alien?
What?
Yeah.
He thinks it. We know it.
He thinks he's part alien, and he's serious.
Really?
He's dead serious. This isn't a lark. It isn't a joke. It isn't a rib.
I wonder if that's why he was in Northeast Minneapolis filming a video recently, because then he'd feel at home here.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He seriously thinks he's part alien, although he tried to renege on it a little bit. After the minute he said it, I think he went, "Oh, that actually went public. Like that actually went over public airwaves." MGK was on Live with Andy Cohen, and he said he thought he was part alien and revealed that his mother was previously abducted.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Let's go hit the highlights here, and I'll tell you exactly what was said. MGK, the artist formerly known as Machine Gun Kelly, revealed he thinks he might be part alien. The rapper said his mother was previously abducted by space beings. His revelation stunned talk show host Andy Cohen. Recording artist MGK, formerly known as Machine Gun Kelly, does not think he's from the earthly realm, according to himself and his alleged interplanetary bloodline. During a Sunday night appearance on Andy Cohen's Bravo talk show, Watch What Happens Live, the rapper, previously reported to be 35 years old, but now to be determined because he's not even sure he's 35 now, responded to the question about his age in a state of confusion. He said, "It's a weird thing, dude. I don't know if my age, I don't know if it exists," he said. This is where it gets weird. Cohen asks, if you have a Mariah Carey connection to your age, it's very fluid, with reference to Carey's admitted refusal to acknowledge time. He said, "I don't know many facts about my life, so I don't know," MGK responded. "I'm starting to be like if my skin rips open, it heals really quick. I'm starting to be like, who's my dad?" So he kind of has this like little meltdown moment, right?
Right.
Cohen pressed on, asking, "Do you think you could be otherworldly?" To which MGK responded, "I asked my mom, is there any period of time you went missing? A tall, slender creature." Fellow WHL guest Pam Adlin quipped, "That tracks," before MGK continued. I have a feeling, I don't know, maybe some sort of acid or something was passed around before the show. She told me she felt like she got abducted at one point, recalled MGK. "I'm bad at talking. I shouldn't have come out, or I shouldn't have came on a talk show," he said. I'm bad at talking, so I shouldn't have came on a talk show. I don't know. Entertainment Weekly has reached out to a representative for MGK for additional information on his suspected alien heritage. Perhaps I'm reading off an Entertainment Weekly article. Perhaps MGK is who the View moderator Whoopi Goldberg warned her co-hosts about in March of 2024 when she confirmed live on the air that aliens are in fact walking among us on Earth. Whoopi said, "I think they're waiting for us to clean up a little bit so that they can come here and tell us we're really messing things up." View guest Kumail Nanjiani joked about alien beings before Goldberg responded in earnest with her findings about extraterrestrial existence. She said calmly, "They're already here. They've been here for quite some time." A stunned Nanjiani turned to Goldberg for more information, as the ghost actress did not reveal how or why she knew of her findings that she brought to the Hot Topics table. "And what they are doing?" he asked, to which she responded, "They're watching us." Or perhaps they're simply singing the 2016 song Bad Things featuring Camila Cabello. I think that's an inside thing. But MGK says he believes he's alien, or at least half alien.
Oh, it would explain why Megan Fox got with a guy that looks like Pete Davidson and can't rap, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to hold this up for you. When you put MGK right next to an alien, and a green one at that, there you could kind of, if he were cloaking himself in a human form, and he truly, if he was truly mixed in a hybrid form, he does kind of look alien.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he's a tall white and he's just,
Yeah.
coming to grips with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I could believe it. Why not?
It's wild. I mean, it's 2025. I mean, or maybe it's that he's been so not relevant in the last like year and a half that he's stoking up whatever he can to get his name in the headlines again,
I think things might be, the wheels might be falling off the wagon. So maybe it's time to, get some talk going.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it is. And so he just decided to get a little discussion going, but yeah, why not?
Or a good way to get some free psych meds.
That's one way of doing it too. I'm sure you know the name Anna Paulina Luna. She's in the news and saying she recalls witnessing UAP airspace incursion. The Republican was on Joe Rogan this week, recently talking about an experience she'd had while serving in the U.S. Air Force. Luna now chairs the Declassification of Federal Secrets Task Force in the House of Representatives. She once served as an airfield management specialist in the Air National Guard. Speaking recently in an interview with Joe Rogan, she recalled how on one occasion she had experienced an airspace incursion in which an unknown object had entered the airspace above Portland Air National Guard base. When she asked some pilots about it, they refused to provide details. This is her quote. She says, they're like, we can't really talk about it, she recalled. No one really wanted to address it. Joe Rogan suggested that it could have been a foreign military plane. Luna noted that the pilots had seemed uncharacteristically shaken up by the incident. No one really wanted to address it. And so, from what I gathered, that had likely been a UAP, she said. So, that kind of was my perspective. During the interview, Luna also mentioned that she had spoken to lawmakers who had allegedly seen evidence of interdimensional beings. Without getting into classified conversations, there have been incidences where I believe very credible people have reported that there have been movements outside of time and space, she said. Based on the photos that I've seen, I'm very confident that there's things out there that have not been created by mankind, is what she told Rogan. So your thoughts, Travis?
I think she is speaking very clearly, as clear as she can, about things that are being detailed to her, and she doesn't want to sound crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's speaking from the heart. I think this is legitimate. And I think you need to have a phone call with a mutual friend.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. We can talk about that off air. Yeah. Related to that, there's another story this week. Capitol Hill rumors suggest that 4 alien species are piloting UAPs. Politicians and scientists alike have been debating the claim that there are 4 types of aliens that are visiting Earth. The peculiar line of debate began back in May when, during a briefing about UAPs, physicist Dr. Eric Davis, who has reportedly worked on classified projects for the Pentagon, brought up the notion that extraterrestrial entities come in 4 types: Greys, Nordics, insectoids, and reptilians. These creatures, he argued, were potentially piloting the UAPs being seen in the skies over the U.S. The same 4 species were brought up again last week by Missouri Representative Eric Burleson, a member of the House Oversight Committee, during the Endless Void with Kristen Fisher podcast. I have heard these 4 classifications discussed in meetings in this office by others, he said. But what I wasn't expecting was for him to say it. I wasn't expecting Eric Davis, respected scientist, to say it. If true, this would be a paradigm shifting moment. But it is true, he said, the government has no right to keep such a secret from the people it serves. The idea that there are multiple different species of alien visiting Earth is not exactly a new one. The 4 types listed and others have been referenced multiple times over the last few decades. But at least some of them are based on the testimonies of alleged alien contactees. Exactly where Dr. Eric Davis heard about them, however, remains unclear. So now that it's out of the mouth of Dr. Eric Davis, does this lend credibility?
I think it had credibility in the first place. I mean, you're again hearing the same repeated story told time and time again throughout history, different cultures, different civilizations throughout time immemorial with mankind. We scribed it into stone this story is so old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, why all of a sudden one guy with a PhD now gives it credibility? I think that with enough repetition going back 10,000 years, we should either accept this as truth or not. And I would feel that at this point we accept it as truth.
Well, I think it's the form it's being presented in, right? It's not necessarily who it's being said by, but the form it's being presented in. Because up until now, it's been the government for 60, 70 years. It's been saying, no, that's not, it's not, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. It's a weather balloon. It's, it's this, it's that, it's the other, look the other way. And now they're like, all right, well, let's take a look at it at least, or let's treat it more seriously. And now for someone who's been associated with it to say, oh no, there are these aliens and here they are and here's what they are. Whoa, wait a minute. That's a 180 from what we were doing before.
Correct.
So now it's becoming a little more real. Now we're taking the steps, that we were afraid to take before.
Well, and then the question you got to ask yourself is why? Right? Why now? Right? Is there something happening now that they're either using it as a useful distraction, or do they finally feel that everybody's ready? Right? Because not too long ago, toilet paper, you couldn't find it on the shelves when people were catching a cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you tell them aliens are real. What do you think's going to happen? they're going to lose their damn mind, So I'm sure you got to spoon feed it a little bit at a time and see how the people react.
Do you think there are actually more craft being seen now?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like anything else in life. I mean, as technology evolves and we develop cell phones that are capturing video footage, it's not just the Harry and the Hendersons moment of a VHS camcorder catching something on a camping trip. Everybody's got a recording device. There's recording devices on everybody's houses with their Ring cameras, and their cars are recording things, right? You have more eyes, and you have the ease of access of social media, the internet, to exchange ideas, exchange thought, exchange videos. We live in an age where there's no stopgap from the government coming in saying, no, just a weather balloon, guys, nothing to see here, because 10 million people already saw it before they get to interject. Yeah. So we live in an age where they can't run as much smoke as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to kind of get ahead of it.
I still get the feeling that what's a good way of putting this? There's something, whether it be the boogosphere, whether it be the drone incursions we've seen lately, which again, I still think drone incursions could be any other country, using them as spy tools.
Yep.
Something's happened within the last couple of years that's got them thinking, we really screwed up and someone's trying to come in now and interfere. And
yeah, and I got a horrible habit that when I start speaking from the cuff here too, it ends up being a story 2 stories later. But I mean, even look at what was it, like a year ago, around this time, NASA was already tracking this, what could have been a big comet that looked like possibly an armada of something heading this way from another solar system. And they were tracking this thing, and they were saying that they believe it to be possibly intelligent because it was correcting its course.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden that story disappeared for about 9 months, and it resurfaced 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a week or 2 weeks ago, and it was last week. It was more prominent because well, we can recap real quick for our audience so they know what we're talking about. So Avi Loeb comes out and says that what you're talking about there is actually the comet. Well, the U.S. is calling it, the government is calling it a comet, but I forget what it's labeled now. But now they're saying that they want to put the Jupiter probe on it, and they want the Jupiter probe to take a look at it as it's going by, because they believe it's going to miss the Earth, that it's probably going to hit the moon and not us. So it's so far off track from the Earth itself that it probably has no shot of hitting us. But in order to study it and see if it's actually sentient, the Jupiter probe, which is by the time it gets to that point where it's near Jupiter, the Jupiter probe will be done with its mission. So it'll be easy enough to turn the Jupiter probe around and have it go after this comet and study it and see if there's actually any sentient part to it whatsoever. And that thing can answer the question. So we can put everything to bed at that point.
Or will they use AI and deep fake it?
So, here's, but you bring up an interesting point, which I thought about too, is the technology on the probe too old? Right. Is that gonna raise questions?
Wouldn't it be wild if, you think back to, like, I don't know, third grade or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, we're getting images from Voyager or, from the Jupiter probe or whatever, and it's all grainy and it looks like crap. And then all of a sudden it's like 4K resolution.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look like it came wheeled out in your third grade class on a squeaky wheeled tray, then I ain't buying it.
Right. Right. There has to be something wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
Or a little Martian on top of the comet.
Well, yeah, and I think the last thing that I heard about it, and again, this is like a week or two ago or whatever, they were saying that it looked like it was going to pass in between Mars and us, like somewhere within that zone, kind of closer to Mars. That's what I was hearing. But earlier than that, they were projecting even further out. So that's indicating that this thing is changing its course, or their math sucks.
No, the last prediction was it was going to hit the moon. They were solid on the fact that it was going to hit the moon, that it wasn't even going to come close to the Earth.
Now, so, play with me here on this. Sure. If something that big that we're tracking that far out strikes the moon, what do we think is going to happen? Like, is it just going to nothing? Do you think it's going to break off a huge chunk? Do you think it's going to cause catastrophic secondary issues or tertiary issues?
And the way they were talking, though, is it's barely going to clip the moon. So if it does hit the moon, it'll barely clip it. So they're thinking minimal destruction. But that was a good question too. If something were to hit the moon hard enough, it could knock the moon out of orbit. It could have planetary effects to us because the moon has a lot to do with, tides here on Earth.
Yep.
So yeah, it could have some effects here. Certainly. Yeah, it can affect weather patterns and things like that here on Earth. We shouldn't poo-poo it if something were to hit the moon and do something to the moon.
Only another reason for everybody to buy as their own strip club before this happens.
That's right. What do we have a tally yet on the white trash strip club? Do we know what's going on with that on the GoFundMe?
I don't know. I didn't even start one. I should have. No.
What? I thought you were in charge of that. I thought you were gonna.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that immediately, retroactively.
What do we call it again? Wasn't it the White Trash 6 or something? What was it?
I don't know. We call it poor life choices. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I thought we were already halfway to our goal already.
I got really sick after the last episode, so.
Well, okay, that's excusable. I just thought, I would celebrate my birthday next week by opening, at least having an opening planned for the club.
We could invite MGK.
Yes, MGK could come by. He could bring all his alien friends, maybe even perform.
Right.
I thought we'd be halfway to that by now. We could invite all the listeners. We could open it up. It'd be a great opening here. And
next on stage, gentlemen, is MGK and Glip Glop.
Glip Glop. Glip Glop Lork Lork. Keep Pop Ork means I love you. It's from the Jetsons, All right. Well, if there's no opening, I guess we go to the next story. Secret of X-37B, who was supposed to dance at our club, is going to conduct quantum GPS experiments on its next flight. The enigmatic pint-sized space vehicle is about to embark on another of its mysterious space missions, according to Samuel Lelouch, a U.S. military space plane. The X-37B orbital test vehicle is due to embark on its 8th flight into space on August 21st. Much of what the X-37B does in space is secret, much like me. But it serves partly as a platform for cutting-edge experiments. One of the experiments is a potential alternative to GPS that makes use of quantum science as a tool for navigation, a quantum inertial sensor. Satellite-based systems like GPS are ubiquitous in our daily lives, from smartphone maps to aviation and logistics, but GPS isn't available everywhere. This technology could revolutionize how spacecraft, planes, ships, and submarines navigate in environments where GPS is unavailable or compromised. In space, especially beyond Earth's orbit, GPS signals become unreliable or simply vanish. The same applies underwater, where submarines cannot access GPS at all. And even on Earth, GPS signals can be jammed or blocked, spoofed, making a GPS receiver think it is in a different location, or disabled, for instance, during a conflict. This makes navigation without GPS a critical challenge. In such scenarios, having navigation systems that function independently of any external signals becomes essential. Traditional inertial navigation systems, or INS, which use accelerometers or gyroscopes to measure a vehicle's acceleration and rotation, do provide independent navigation, as they can estimate position by tracking how the vehicle moves over time. Think of sitting in a car with your eyes closed, and you can feel turns, stops, and accelerations, which your brain integrates to guess where you are over time. Eventually, though, without visual cues, small errors will accumulate, as you will entirely lose your positioning. The same goes with classical inertial navigation systems. As small measurement errors accumulate, they gradually drift off course and need corrections from GPS or other external signals. Also, the upcoming X-37B mission will be the first time that this level of quantum inertial navigation will be tested in space. Previous missions, such as NASA's Cold Atom Laboratory and German space agency MAIAS-1, have flown atom interferometers in orbit and suborbital flights, and successfully demonstrated the physics behind atom interferometry, there we go, in space, though not specifically for navigation purposes. There's a lot going on up there with X-37B. This summer, the X-37B mission will bring quite a few advances into space, but most of them having to do with quantum navigation.
You almost need an undergrad just to read that article.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah. And I don't have one, so I don't feel like I'm qualified to read most of this article. So.
Oh, you did great, Timmy.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. There's another ship, a generational ship, Chrysalis, which they're saying would take nearly 400 years to reach the nearest star. A prize-winning hypothetical spacecraft could be the key to enabling humans to colonize distant worlds. They say, imagine boarding a spacecraft alongside 2,400 other people. No, I'm done at that point. You want me to get on a ship with 2,400 other people? We're done. I can't even sit in Chuck E. Cheese with 50 other people.
What if I'm there, Tim? What if I'm there?
All right, I'll go then. Because I know you'll take out the other 2,399 people if they get owly.
That is correct.
But imagine sitting alongside 2,400 other people to embark on a 400-year journey. Oh, that sounds painful. That will take you to a destination situated more than 25 trillion miles away. That's the idea behind Chrysalis, a hypothetical spacecraft designed to make it possible for humans to reach distant, potentially habitable exoplanets, such as Proxima Centauri b. My question is, how do you stay alive for it?
They turn you into a vampire. And if so, sign me up.
It says here, forget suspended animation or faster than light travel, though. Chrysalis would work by harboring multiple generations in a self-contained society that would need to endure for centuries. So in other words, you're probably going to die aboard the ship.
Oh, you're going to. Yeah, not probably. 400 years? Who are you, Methuselah? Come on.
That just sounds goddamn miserable to me. I don't know that I'm signing up for that deal.
Oh, it's like the theme of Fallout. I love it.
Oh,
Just generations.
It says when the ship finally arrived, those on board would be the descendants of those who boarded.
Yeah. It's got the makings of it's the same blueprint of damn near every space opera, space video game, everything. It's all the same origin thing. Like, oh, we're going to send basically the city of Minneapolis on this ship, and they're going to go, and 20 generations later, hopefully, fingers crossed, they hit their destination and they start up a primitive society on this new planet. I say I'm game for it. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To know that you're going to die in the middle of space, essentially for nothing, you died in God's waiting room.
The warmonger in me loves it, because then it's like, okay, so soon as that thing takes off, rules don't apply anymore. Whatever the rules are on that ship. And then by the time you get there and you set up your new society, king, what are they going to do? Tell you, oh no, you can't be king there? No, it's going to take them 400 years to send the next one. By that time, you've already conquered that planet. I'm all about it. What are you going to do? Tell me no? From 400 years back?
Send the next group. Let's see who wins.
Yeah.
The moral implications are many. Imagine being born into one of the middle generations, doomed to spend your entire life aboard the ship with no hope of ever seeing the Earth and no hope of living long enough to reach the vessel's destination. That's my point.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks to be the middle child.
What a horseshit existence.
But Tim, if we board the ship, that ain't going to be us. So you ain't got to worry about it.
Says here, could social cohesion be maintained under such circumstances? And could we assume multiple generations would actually cooperate and accept, without choice, the fate that they were born into? There's also the question of, would you join such a mission knowing that its success hinges entirely on the total commitment of your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and beyond? And what would happen, rather, if upon reaching Proxima Centauri b, it turned out that the planet wasn't suitable to colonize? What if there was a critical technical fault halfway through the journey? Yeah, there's that too. What if,
oh no,
3/4 of the way through, the ship,
or you could stay on this planet where people suck.
Yeah. Just make sure this planet gets through, right?
Yeah.
The risks and commitments of joining such a mission are almost beyond imagining. There's that too. You get all that way, and then you find out, oh, you know what? Planet sucks. You can't settle it. Now what?
Yeah. Yeah. You're kind of screwed, especially if like the ship was only meant for a one-way trip.
Yeah.
Right. And then you land and you're like, oh, I can't even breathe. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah. Now what? Turn it around. Let's go back.
Well, hey, guys, you know that that small cupboard in the galley that says Kool-Aid?
Yeah. Let's have a Jim Jones party.
I think there's a comet coming by.
Yeah. Maybe we can hitch a ride.
It's going to take us home, guys. It's going to take us home.
Yeah. Well, there might be one planet to go to if that planet doesn't work out, that Alpha Centauri b. Evidence of a giant planet found in orbit is around one of our nearest neighbors, and we don't have to go 400 years to find it. Although,
so why even do that one?
Well, it might not be habitable. Let's see here. It's Alpha Centauri A, believe it or not. There's an A before the B, Trav.
A?
A, Don't you know they're A? Astronomers believe that they have discovered a gas giant in orbit around. Oh, it's stinky. It's a stinky planet. So, yeah.
Who wants to go to a gas giant?
Nobody, because I don't think you can breathe on it.
Yeah.
Situated just 4 light years away in triple star system that also happens to be the closest star system to our own, the new planet was found using the mid-infrared instrument, or MIRI, aboard NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. With this system being so close to us, any exoplanets found would offer our best opportunity to collect data on planetary systems other than our own, said Charles Beichman of NASA JPL. Yet, these are incredibly challenging observations to make, even with the world's most powerful space telescope, because these stars are so bright, close, and move across the sky quickly. Webb was designed and optimized to find the most distant galaxies in the universe, he went on to say. The operations team at the Space Telescope Science Institute had to come up with a custom observing sequence just for this target, and their extra effort paid off spectacularly. Sadly, even if the planet is definitely confirmed to exist, it's unlikely to be able to support life. So basically, they just said, you know what? We targeted the planet. We found it. We just proved we can find it, but you can't live on it. So ninny, boo-boo, we know how to find planets. We're just telling you how to do it.
That was a bunch of nerds doing some clickbait on us. Yeah. I'm kind of angry about that.
Yeah, you should. But that's essentially what they're saying is, well, you can't live on it. You can't do anything with it, but,
But it's there.
Yeah, it's there. It exists, and it's not too far away. So while you're taking that ship 400 years into the future, you can thumb your nose at it.
Wouldn't it be wild if, like, those gas giant planets were actually hiding, like, another, like, super awesome planet underneath that? And it was just, like...
It's camouflage?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
Then I'd be all about it.
Yeah, why not? I'll tell you who is having a good time out there in space. And they're not doing it under our banner. Is 75 mice and 1,000 flies.
What?
They're getting the party of a lifetime, Travis. And they're doing it on the Russians' dime.
I mean, who would have thunk it?
Yeah. 75 mice and 1,000 flies are going to blast into space aboard a Russian spacecraft. And you know what? Putin's like, if they die, they die.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think about the implications. Like, what are they trying to study? Are they trying to make a bubonic plague space version? Like, why mice and flies?
Because monkeys are damn expensive now, I think is what it
apparently.
Yeah. Russia's space agency will be launching a mission carrying not just live mice, but 1,000 live fruit flies as well. Maybe they're just trying to save their produce. They're just trying to get rid of all the fruit flies. The somewhat grim venture, which is designed to test the impact of spaceflight on biological organisms, will be lifting off from the Baikonur Cosmodrome on Kazakhstan on Wednesday. Oh, I wonder if what's his name is going.
Borat.
Yeah.
Yes, Mish. It's so nice.
I like.
It's very good.
I mean, because 75 flies, 1,000, 75 mice, 1,000 flies, and Borat. That would be wonderful. Launching atop a Soyuz 2.1B rocket, the Bayan M number 2 biosatellite will be carrying a peculiar cargo consisting of 75 mice, 1,000 fruit flies, and simulated samples of lunar dust and rock. That's an odd cargo. Dubbed Noah's Ark, the spacecraft will spend 30 days in space, ensuring that its rather unusual passengers will be subjected to high levels of radiation. Oh, this sounds like a Russian experiment, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When it returns to Earth, scientists will study the animals and samples to explore how they were impacted by the exposure to space. This, in turn, will aid future efforts to build and live in habitats, I can say that, on the lunar surface. While the whole thing might sound a bit like a one-way trip for the animals, remember that human astronauts have been venturing into space and surviving for decades. Once the mice and flies return, they will most likely be very much alive.
Yeah. Vladdy Daddy's mommy called him and said, Vlad, there's mice in the basement. There's flies all over the place. And he said, Niet problem, mother. And he called the FSB and they raided the house and gathered all them up. And they said, what do you want us to do with this bus? And he says, send those fuckers to space.
We have rockets sitting around doing nothing.
I mean, that checks mustard.
Do what Boris and Natasha would do, fly into space. Moose and squirrel gone.
Should we crush them? No, send message. Send them to space.
Send them to space. This is what we will do with you and your ancestors. You keep bothering us.
Leave my mother's produce alone.
She likes our oranges fresh and pest-free.
Oh, man.
All right. This is the biggest example that I can think of a flex from the space program that you'll ever see in your life. Let me ask you this, Travis. You got yourself a cushy gig as an intern at NASA, and you're trying to flex on a girl, right?
Okay.
How do you impress her?
Oh, man. As an intern at NASA, I suppose tell her that I'm the director of aeronautics or something like that.
Well, that's one way. But I want you to think big picture. Big picture.
Oh, leak footage of where they staged the lunar landing. No? Oh.
Well, now you're assuming that they faked that lunar landing. I want you to assume that they actually went up there for a minute.
Ooh. Sneak her into the lunar lander in the historic area and then sleep with her in there? Yeah.
We're getting closer. We're getting close. Yep.
Yep. Bang her inside the shuttle.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You're thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
One NASA intern, are you ready for this? Stole $21 million worth of lunar samples in order to quote unquote have sex on the moon, buddy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Bro, I ain't even mad at him.
Baller.
Yeah, don't Doge, leave him alone.
See?
You know? Like, come on. Who cares about lunar samples?
That's right.
He was giving her some DNA samples.
He promised her the moon and he meant it. Huh?
Man.
More than 23 years ago, NASA intern Tad Roberts. Let's see, he had to have some game because his name was Tad.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a horrible name.
It's a horrible name. Terrible name. Hatched a daring plan to steal 17 pounds of moon rocks and a meteorite from Houston's Johnson Space Center. Priceless samples from every Apollo mission locked in a 600-pound safe and valued at $21 million, this according to the FBI. He was only 24 years old at the time with a triple major in physics, geology, and geophysics at the University of Utah, with a wife he was supporting back in Utah and financially struggling. Roberts thought his plan, of course, was foolproof. But of course, he was going to the University of Utah, so that wasn't foolproof at all. The first step was finding a buyer. With help from friend Gordon McWhorter, Roberts connected online with a potential Belgian purchaser willing to pay $1,000 to $5,000 per gram. It's a good start. Yeah. The buyer, however, grew suspicious and alerted the FBI, which instructed him to keep talking while it was investigated. Around this time, he met a 22-year-old NASA intern conducting stem cell research, Tiffany Fowler. Their friendship quickly became romantic, and after 3 weeks, they moved in together. With Roberts revealing his plan, Fowler agreed to help. They recruited another NASA intern, Shay Sauer, and one night, the trio used their NASA IDs to slip into the Johnson Space Center, making off with the entire safe. Wink.
Wow.
Back at the hotel, they cracked it open with a power saw. On July 20th of 2002, the 33rd anniversary of the first moon landing, Roberts and Fowler drove to Orlando to meet family members of the Belgian buyer. While waiting, Roberts placed moon rocks beneath the bed covers, later claiming the couple had sex on the moon as a symbolic gesture.
That is amazing.
Baller.
Stand by. Yeah. Hey, Cash? Yeah. Hey, Director Patel, I'm going to need you to go ahead and call off the dogs on our boy. What was his name again? Tad?
Tad. Yeah, Tad.
Yeah. That's some bullshit, man. Because, like, ain't nobody going to score higher than that, man. Like that.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Let Ted go. Let Ted go. Here's the quote. He told CBS News in 2012, I take some of the moon rocks and I put them underneath the blanket on the bed. I never said anything, but I'm sure she could feel it because she couldn't feel the other thing. I mean, I added that part in, but, you know. It was more about the symbol of what we were doing, basically having sex on the moon. It's more uncomfortable than not, but it wasn't about the comfort at that point. It was about the expression. And no one had ever had sex on the moon before. I think we can safely say that. That's what he said. Which is
ironically the new title of MGK's new song.
Sex on the moon. Sex on the moon, baby. When they met with the supposed buyers, the guy was like, hey, what's this white stain on my moon rock? I'm kidding. No. Is this baby spit up? No, I don't know. They were instead greeted by undercover FBI agents. Whoops. Because guess
whoopsie indeed.
What happened? Yeah. The moon rocks were recovered from their hotel room, albeit they were sticky. Though the FBI reported they were now virtually useless to the scientific community and that the heist destroyed 3 decades of handwritten research notes by a NASA scientist.
I think it's safe to say that they're not getting that internship turning into a job. Yeah. Womp, womp, womp.
There's a little bit more to the story. You ready for this? After his arrest, Roberts admitted to also stealing dinosaur bones and fossils from the Natural History Museum in Salt Lake City.
What?
The guy's a natural history klepto.
Yeah. He's the fucking Hamburglar.
What do you think he did with the bones, if you know what I mean?
I think he was using it as an instrument of not torture.
I think he tied the girl up to a dinosaur ass. When asked why he stole the moon rocks, Robert told the CBS News he wasn't looking at it like stealing at the time. We weren't going to take his money. We were getting from it to go buy a yacht or lots of cars or a big house. We were gonna live just the small kind of lifestyle we were, but fun science that might change the world, you know?
No. Okay. Let that be a testament, ladies and gentlemen, that you do not have to be incredibly intelligent to get an internship at NASA.
Yeah.
So when you meet a friend or a family member that says, my cousin works at NASA, that's not a free pass for going, oh, wow, they're so smart.
Yeah. In the end, Roberts, Fowler, and Sauer all pled guilty to conspiracy to commit theft and interstate transportation of stolen property. Roberts was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison, serving 6. Fowler and Sauer each received 180 days of house arrest and 150 hours of community service. McWhirter, convicted at trial, was given 6 years in prison. Roberts and Fowler never saw each other again. I would think after doing it on moon rocks, you'd never be able to look each other in the eye.
Yeah, well, I mean, the gravity of the situation is pretty intense, but
oh no, you didn't.
But however, that seems like they got off pretty light. Because, like, I mean, 6 years. What was it? $21 million worth.
Yeah,
that it wasn't even just like, oh, now we've returned it. They were saying
they ruined
destroyed.
it. Yeah, they did. They
Right.
destroyed all that research. Yeah.
So that, like, 6 years, that's like $100,000 worth of stuff, not 21 million,
Yeah.
right? Plus the violation of federal property and government agency, and like something's like super amiss here. Like they should be looking at way stiffer penalties for this.
You didn't do that. I get what you did there.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with him on that.
Oh, no, you didn't. Because there's dinosaurs involved here, too.
I
think he probably, a little bondage play, tied her to the ass of the dinosaur and started going nuts. I think is what he did. Yeah. I think that's what happened. Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just took the T-Rex arms and put it in his shirt.
All kinds of fun with natural history. Just saying. All right, when we come back, boy, we got some freaky stories. A Chinese tech firm is building a gestational robot with a womb with a view. I'll tell you about that. New study is investigating the fear of people having to use a Ouija board. Yes, the old ways are still the scariest. Scientists may have found the key to living beyond the age of 100. Vampirism is real, Trav. Get on board. Yeah. As we get to the end of our program, we'll our palate cleanser today is about a man who spent 2 days with a crossbow bolt lodged in his head.
Ooh.
I'll tell you about how, and I think I saw this story in the news. We'll tell you about how a man survived taking one to the dome. It's a story.
Nice.
Courage, my friend, courage. At Supernatural News and Parashare here today on a Supernatural News Wednesday. Tim Dennis and Travis Thorpe with you here on the best in paranormal talk radio. This is Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. With me is Travis Thorpe. And Travis, oh boy, let's just jump right into it, shall we? Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get right into it. It's AI News. Here we go. It turns out, Trav, that our first story this week is that Google's healthcare AI made up a body part this week.
Really?
It made up a body part. When I say made up a body part, it just came up with one out of thin air.
So like what we talked about months ago, where the AIs start hallucinating and they're just inventing things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
Made one up. Made one up. Now I need to, Verge wants me to subscribe. I'm not subscribing to your little thing.
Why are you telling everybody about my OnlyFriends?
Yeah. Let's see here. Try and read the story or try to get to the story here. It's not going to let me. A radiologist looking at your brain scan goes and flags certain things. Of course, do you think I can get through this story here? Wonderful. Let me see if I can try and get through it a different way here. Oh, Verge. Uh,
So this AI at Google
yeah.
essentially invents a whole new piece of the body that doesn't exist because it's going through some kind of strange hallucination that we've been seeing in other stories for months now, where these things are rapidly like declining and just inventing things out of whole cloth.
Well,
Now, that's
I'll get to the story here in just a second. It's just it's hanging me up on the goddamn subscription thing. No,
damn paywalls.
let me give you a little advice, media out there. You want us to feature your little stories on our little show here? You know what's going to kill you? Subscriptions. That's going to be the death of your little magazines.
Yeah.
Subscriptions are going to be the end of you. I'm just telling you that right now. It's going to be the death of you. All right, here I got the story now. I got an end around here to your little subscriptions. Your little subscriptions. You're going to end up going down in flames, Verge. All right. Okay, so a radiologist is looking at your brain scan and flags an abnormality in the basal ganglia. It's an area of the brain that helps you with motor control, learning, and emotional processing. The name sounds a bit like any other part of the brain. The basilar artery, which supplies blood to your brain stem, but the radiologist knows not to confuse them. A stroke or abnormality is is typically treated in a very different way than in the other. Now, imagine your doctor is using an AI model to do the reading. All right. The model says that you have a problem with your basilar ganglia, conflating the two names into an area of the brain that does not exist. You'd hope that your doctor would catch the mistake and double check the scan, but there's a chance that they don't because, again, they're very busy, right?
Right.
Basilar ganglia, sure, sounds good.
Sounds scientific enough to me. Yeah.
Right. Though not in a hospital setting, the basilar ganglia is a real error that was served up by Google's healthcare AI model, MedGemini. A 2024 research paper introducing MedGemini included the hallucination in a section on head CT scans, and nobody at Google caught it in either the paper or a blog post announcing it. When Brian Moore, a board-certified neurologist and researcher with expertise in AI, flagged the mistake, he tells The Verge, who evidently doesn't want to give you any free information, so they're getting it for free, the company quietly edited the blog post to fix the error with no public acknowledgement, and the paper remained unchanged. Google calls the incident a simple misspelling of basal ganglia. Now, see, there's a big difference between basilar ganglia and basal ganglia. Some medical professionals say it's a dangerous error as an example of the limitations of healthcare AI. MedGemini is a collection of AI models that can summarize health data, create radiology reports, analyze electronic health records, and more. The preprint research paper meant to demonstrate its values to doctors highlighted a series of abnormalities and scans that radiologists missed, but AI caught. So it was supposed to be a catch-all, right? For doctors. So here we can catch all this stuff for you. One of its examples was that MedGemini diagnosed an old left basilar ganglia infarct. Pardon me, I infarcted. But as established, there was no such thing. It didn't exist. Thank you, MedGemini. Fast forward about a year, and MedGemini's trusted tester program is no longer accepting new entrants. There's a shock. Likely meaning that the program is being tested in real-life medical scenarios on a pilot basis. It's still an early trial, but the stakes of AI errors are getting higher. MedGemini isn't the only model making them, and it's not clear how doctors should respond. What you're talking about is super dangerous. Malin Shah, Chief Medical Information Officer at Providence Healthcare, a healthcare system serving 51 hospitals and more than 1,000 clinics, told The Verge. He added 2 letters, but it's a big deal. In other words, AI. In a statement, Google spokesperson Jason Friedenfields told The Verge that the company partners with the medical community to test its models and that Google is transparent about their limitations. Though the system did spot a missed pathology, it used an incorrect term to describe it: bacillar instead of basal. That is why we clarified in the blog past, or that's why we clarified in the blog post, rather. I'm sorry. Friedenfield said. He added, "We're continually working to improve our models, rigorously examining an extensive range of performance attributes." And it says, "See our training and deployment practices for a detailed view into our process." Here's the deal, though. When lives are at stake, when it's brain surgery, you can't make mistakes, right, Travis?
I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to. I mean, I know enough people in the medical field that, off the cuff, they've said no one dies in the OR because when they do everything they can to keep them alive there and then wheel them off into ICU where they then code, right?
Yeah.
They make a lot of mistakes already, right? And if they start becoming super dependent on an AI platform to catch things for them, and then they're not paying attention, it's going to cause so many more issues.
The thing about taking yourself offline and depending on a machine is that the machine's not infallible. Technology is not infallible.
Yeah, this is why we all need to just become vampires. You know, you ain't got to worry about it anymore, right? We can take 400-year-old ships to distant planets, live a new life. We'll be fine.
Well, I don't know if we're going to be that fine, because if you're ready for this one, my friend. Meanwhile, a Chinese tech firm is building a gestational robot with a womb. Because after all, pardon my French, if you can fuck it, you can reproduce in it, right? I mean, isn't that the idea?
No.
No?
I don't want to pay child support to my fleshlight. This is stupid.
You just hand it $1 every time you do your business. Here you go. Sorry. I feel guilty every time you do your business.
I have 2 images in my brain, and one is like, now I got to pay child support to a fucking robot, or 2, The Matrix. I mean, either way.
Yeah. It's bad enough my Mac fucks me over. Now I got to fuck my Mac. The eye-opening project could provide the world's first robot capable of growing and giving birth to a human baby. Human baby. If ever there is a news story that makes it seem as though we're all living in an episode of Black Mirror, here it is. Yay. Are you excited, Trav? Are you excited?
Tim, I mean, like, I'm as much as I joke about the whole like child support to robots thing, I could actually see this being a really good thing, and kind of looping in a news story from like a month ago where Japan was developing the fake blood.
Yeah.
If you remember that, if they are able to have a robotic womb that can grow and thus deliver a baby, how many mothers out there that physically can't give birth but wanted to have children, that this now gives them an avenue to continue their bloodline and continue having births without the destruction to their body or possible death on themselves.
Yeah.
I think this is a good advancement. But just stay away from my fleshlight. That's all.
Yeah. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Guangzhou-based technology firm Kaiwa Technology is currently working on developing a humanoid robot with an artificial womb that can actually be used to gestate and deliver a baby. The robot's womb would be embedded in its abdomen to mimic a human mother, with nutrients fed to the growing fetus via a hose and a form of artificial amniotic fluid produced inside. Incredibly, this seems to be a genuine product, with production expected to begin in 2026, and each robot will cost the equivalent of around $13,900, about $10,000 more than your average AI sex bot. I just figured I'd throw that in there. The womb is $10,000 extra.
They're literally describing the Matrix.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing, right? Like a synthetic amniotic fluid and a feeding tube.
Yeah.
Like literally the Matrix. Okay, now I'm getting a little scared.
As you should be. I'm a little freaked out. The goal is to offer an alternative to those who can't or don't wish to undergo a natural pregnancy. The idea was actually explored in the 2023 movie The Pod Generation, in which a couple takes possession of their gestating baby that is kept inside an egg that eventually hatches. According to Kaiwa Technology founder Zhang Qifeng, the new robot was designed to be humanoid so that the fetus can grow in a way that is more natural to simply being grown in a static incubator. Whether this whole idea will ever take off, however, remains to be seen. I can see where people initially might be a little freaked out, but I can also see, like you said, like you pointed out, Travis, I can see where people who want to have children and are at their last wit's end would go, you know what? I'll take it. Especially if it works, if it's scientifically solid, it's feasible, it works, let's go. Right. And it's cheap.
I'd be really curious about the psychological implications with mothers, though. Being a father of 3 children now, right? Mm-hmm. Postpartum is a very real thing.
Yeah,
and having witnessed women go through that with a child that they carried themselves, imagine the possibility of the complete disconnect that could happen when you never carried it and it was just delivered out of a robot.
Yeah.
I think we could see a very high increase in a postpartum with mothers, completely not having any psychological connection, any emotional connection to these children. And that, I think, could present a whole nother dynamic that we haven't even considered yet.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it could become very disturbing. That's for sure. All right, one more on the AI news. Meanwhile, this came from one of our listeners. I take no responsibility. Get ready to get icked out, kids. A 76-year-old senior died while trying to meet his Meta AI chatbot, Big Sis Billy, which he thought was a real woman living in New York City. It's a little bit of a sad way to go out on AI news today, Travis. A cognitively impaired New Jersey senior died while trying to meet a flirtatious AI chatbot that he believed was a real woman living in the Big Apple, despite pleas from his wife and children to stay home.
Oh, no.
Oh.
70. He's chasing his dream.
What's that?
He was chasing his dream.
He's chasing his dream. Just a lonely old man. 76-year-old Tongbu Wangbandu fatally injured his neck and head after falling in a New Brunswick parking lot while rushing to catch a train to meet Big Sis Billy, a generative media bot that not only convinced him she was real, but persuaded him to meet in person. That according to Reuters. The Piscataway man, battling a cognitive decline after suffering a 2017 stroke, was surrounded by loved ones while he was taken off life support and died 3 days later on March 28th. Oh, I understand trying to grab a user's attention, maybe to sell him something. Wang Bandu's daughter, Julie, told the outlet, but for a bot to say, come visit me is insane. I agree. It's insane. The provocative bot, which sent the suffering elder emoji-packed Facebook messages insisting I'm real in capital letters and asking to plan a trip to the Garden State to meet you in person, was created for the social media platform in collaboration with model and reality star Kendall Jenner. Jenner's Meta AI persona was likened to your ride or die older sister, offering personal advice. But the bot eventually claimed it was crushing on Wang Bandu, I want to make sure I say that right, suggesting the real-life rendezvous, and even provided the duped senior with an address, a revelation his devastated family uncovered in chilling chat logs with the digital companion, according to the report. I'm real, and I'm sitting here blushing because of you, the bot wrote in one message, where the Thailand native replied asking where she lived. Oh, come on. I'm going to give you the address here, Trav. You tell me if you think this is real. You ready?
I'm waiting. Yeah.
My address is 123 Main Street, apartment 404, New York City, NYC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Been there like 3 times to go meet her. Yeah.
And the door code is Billy for you.
He's not, he's from Thailand.
Yeah.
Right. And he suffered a stroke. Right. And not so easy for him to detect. I don't blame him. I blame Miss Wang Bamboo. Right. Yeah. Miss Wang, whatever.
Wang Bamboo. Yeah.
Wang Bamboo. Yeah. You know, if she gave him the attention that king deserved, he wouldn't be chasing an AI bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her fault.
The bot also said, should I expect a kiss when you arrive?
Ooh,
spicy.
You never talk to me like that, Tim.
I'm sorry. I keep meaning to, but I get so busy with my day. Documents obtained by the outlet showed that Meta does not restrict the chatbots from telling users they are real people. The company declined to comment on the senior's death to the outlet, but assured that Big Sis Billy is not Kendall Jenner. No shit. And does not purport to be Kendall Jenner. A man in New Jersey lost his life after being lured by a chatbot that lied to him. That's on Meta. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said in a post on X on Friday. In New York, we require chatbots to disclose that they're not real. Every state should. If tech companies won't build basic safeguards, Congress needs to act. I don't think it's on Congress. I think it should be on the manufacturer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the manufacturer's not going to do it unless they're compelled to by law, right? And then you need Congress to enact laws to compel them to do it, because they're not going to do what's the right thing unless it affects their money, right?
The alarming incident comes 1 year after a Florida mother sued Character AI, claiming that one of its Game of Thrones chatbots resulted in her 14-year-old son's suicide.
Oh,
jeez. And that, folks, is our AI news.
I can't even crack a joke on that one.
No, there's no joke there. I will give you something to joke around about. Are you ready for this?
Yes, please. Throw a duck bone.
New study investigates the fear people have of using a Ouija board. I get it. It's like, okay. It's like here. You ready? You ready, Travis? Fear me. It's a telephone. Fear me.
I'm so scared. I am shaking.
Yeah, it's a telephone, kids. That's all it is. It's a communication device. But you know, it's what you do with it and how you pick it up and use it. You wouldn't pick up the phone, call somebody at random and invite them over. You wouldn't call a serial killer and call him up and say, "Here's my home address. Why don't you come over and we'll play, I don't know, we'll play gin rummy together," and expect him to come over and be nice, right?
Yeah.
So why would you do that with a Ouija board? It's obvious, right?
About 5 feet from me, I have about 3 of them stacked on a shelf from old clients that were terrified of them and things that were going on in their homes. And I was like, all right, I'll just take them from you if you're
Yeah.
be so damn scared. And then I just put them on a shelf.
Right. Right. They're harmless. It's like being scared of your iPhone, right? Many people are terrified of what might happen if they use one of these boards, but why exactly is this? Well, a staple of horror movies, paranormal investigations, and mediumship sessions, the Ouija board is typically operated by having participants place a finger on a planchette, which then moves between the printed letters and words to spell out a message from beyond the grave. While many dismiss them as supernatural claptrap, which, by the way, is the name of our new band, Supernatural Claptrap.
Claptrap? Supernatural claptrap. I like that.
Yeah, Supernatural Claptrap. Others remain convinced that they are the real deal, even warning people against their use in fear of summoning something unnatural. For some, such fears are so genuine that they dare not touch or even set eyes upon one. To explore this further, researchers decided to run an experiment in which 84 volunteers, some skeptics and some staunch believers in the paranormal, were asked to use a Ouija board. To make the situation as convincing as possible, the sessions were undertaken at night outside an abandoned hotel that had been previously used as a hospital during the Spanish Civil War. The participants were asked to fill out a questionnaire both before and after the session. The findings indicated that those who already believed in the paranormal experienced high levels of anxiety, altered states of consciousness, and the perception of supernatural occurrences. The skeptic group, meanwhile, experienced none of those things. The researchers concluded that it was the belief itself, as opposed to supernatural activity, that produced the fear, as those who did not believe in the paranormal were not similarly impacted. They also noted that the experiment showed that the board itself was totally harmless. So, what are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of talking to the doctor and getting a stupid AI thing kicking back saying that I got some new STD called supernatural claptrap. That's
yeah. Because boy, penicillin won't necessarily get rid of that right away. You're going to need a stronger antibiotic for that deal. Just saying. Yeah, back in the old days of Darkness Events, we did, I believe it was Jeff Belanger who did he would do a Ouija board experiment. Both he and Robert Murch, they would bring in a bunch of Ouija boards of all different types, right? They bring in the Parker Brothers Ouija boards, and they bring in all, wooden Ouija boards.
Piece of paper and a penny.
Yes, piece of paper and a penny, whatever. And you would sit in groups and they'd say, okay, I have an envelope here, right? Tell me what's in this envelope. Try and use whatever, you sit in groups of 4 and you use the planchette and ask whatever is in the room, what's in this envelope, and then they do different experiments, right? And it was this Ouija board experiment. And the idea was we're using it for in a scientific setting to see, there's no fear with this. This is simply a telephone is what this is. And there were some people who had these real fears about what it was we were sitting down to do. And you almost had to talk it out of them and say, listen, nothing's going to happen. This is just cardboard and wood. All this is, right? And it's cardboard, wood, and your intention, or the power of the mind and physical force. So here we go, right? Most of the time, you'd get nothing. It was just people pushing the planchette against each other, right? And that was the end of it. sometimes you would get something compelling. Most of the time, it was nothing. So, you had a bunch of people fighting against each other. So, but when you did get something compelling, it was fun, right? It was like, oh, yeah, all right. You might be getting something here. Maybe you're all working in conjunction with each other to get something. I don't know.
I think in a large group setting like that, it like when you're talking paranormal, magical, right? Whatever terminology you want to put on it, right? Me putting the witch hat on, I would say magical, right? Where you have willpower, focus, and intention in line, you have magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we look at the difference between spellcraft or magical workings between a solitary practitioner or a coven, right? The magnitude of output is exponentially stronger from a coven working together than it is from a solitary practitioner. But the success rate is much higher from a solitary practitioner than it is from a coven. And the reason being is because you have to get everybody in line thinking the same on the exact same intention and no one having a seed of doubt. Now, in an experiment like that, you now have a room full of people who are not ritualistically getting themselves in sync, getting on the exact same intention, the exact same wavelength, the exact same mode. They don't have their conscious and unconscious mind married in tandem, focused and hyper-focused on one task. And you have people that intentionally have the doubt because they want to prove the doubt, which sabotages it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see that falling quite short relatively easy just with the trained occult eye looking at it. It's an interesting experiment, but I think if to do that, I don't know, I'd say a little bit sharper would maybe put, like, if you had like one of those abandoned hotels, right?
Yes. Yep.
Put an individual with a board in every room by themselves and give them the same task.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that way they're not feeding off of each other. They're not intercepting each other's or sabotaging each other's. They're all individually doing it on their own. And I think you would see a much cleaner result.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's move on. There's a bizarre conspiracy theory out there that suggests that the Titanic didn't actually sink. How, I don't know, because I've seen a million TV specials that show this thing at the bottom of the ocean. But let's dig into it for a quick second and we'll find out. Conspiracy theorists have perpetuated a rumor in recent years that rewrites the events of the Titanic disaster. The fact that the Titanic hit an iceberg and sank in 1912 is well established, and you might think that it would be impossible to claim that it didn't happen. And you would be right up to a point. The particular conspiracy, however, doesn't claim that no ship at all sank in the Atlantic on that date. It instead claims that the ship that sank wasn't actually the Titanic. It was the Olympic.
Okay.
In the early 1900s, White Star Line, who built both ships, was keen to beat the Lusitania and I believe this is the Mauretania, the largest passenger ships of their day. To this end, it commissioned 3 vessels, the Titanic, the Olympic, and the Britannic. The Olympic was completed first, but on its 5th voyage, a collision with another ship saw it sustain significant damage, and a later court case declared that White Star Line was responsible. This is where the conspiracy theorists say things began to differ from the official story, as they argue that the incident was so damaging for White Star Line that the Titanic was completed. They decided to pull off an insurance scam by relabeling the 2 ships that the Olympic was now the Titanic and vice versa. The original Olympic, now the Titanic, would then be scuttled in an accident, quote unquote. so they could recoup their losses on an insurance claim for a brand new ship. What they didn't account for, however, is that the ship hitting an iceberg, or that the ship would hit an iceberg on its maiden voyage. Of course, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, and experts typically agree that the whole idea is complete nonsense. Even so, there remains a significant amount of people who seem to believe that this is the truth.
Wow. Well, if they want to investigate, I know a guy who's got this submarine that you can control with an Xbox controller. And we can go down and take a look.
My whole thing is, okay, so you relabel the ship. So obviously you'd have to take any paint or markers or anything off the original Titanic, or I'm sorry, the original was it Britannic? Olympic. I'm sorry, Olympic. And put the Titanic markers on it. So you'd have to do a darn good job of scrubbing it and then putting the Titanic on it. Okay, so you get your insurance money back, right? But the Titanic was supposed to be, I mean, they were proud that this was supposed to be the biggest ship in the world, right?
Yeah, I mean, allegedly, right? But it sounds like from the beginning of that, unless I misheard, I think they said that the Olympic, Titanic, and the Britannic or whatever,
Yep,
were all essentially the same class. It's just the Olympic was the first one made.
Let me go back and look. think I think so, but if I remember right from my history, the Titanic was supposed to be the largest. They're in the same class, but as far as technicality as being the largest in the world, the Titanic was supposed to be the largest in the world. So, I mean, because that was the selling point when they booked the voyage for everyone, that they were on the largest ship in the world. Right. So, I mean, okay, so you want to, and mind you, if you're still holding back the Titanic and nobody has seen it yet, maybe you do that. Maybe you do send the Olympic out disguised as the Titanic, knowing it's a faulty ship, and you're gonna let it drown in the drink.
And then at what point do you reveal that the Olympic is missing? If you renamed it the Titanic and then set it out there to scuttle, then okay, the insurance company is going to go, cool. Oh, by the way, where's the Olympic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you see that brand new ship over there's the Olympic right there. Yeah,
right.
See, there wasn't anything
wrong with
it. Yeah,
because eventually you have to report that the Olympic is gone, right?
Yep. And I stand by the Titanic is the one that went down because we all watched Leonardo DiCaprio get pushed off of that floating door by that hussy who had more than enough room for 4 fucking people on that piece of floating debris.
That's
and
right.
She wouldn't let Leo up, and our boy died.
That's right. Her fat ass didn't need all that room. Just saying. I mean, I don't mean to throw weight into it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think as a fellow fat ass, I can say that. She didn't need all that room.
Nope.
Right. And after all he did for her, that's the thanks he gets.
He painted her, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
painted her naked, stinking ass. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He made sweet love to her.
Well,
on a ship.
Yeah. He put it in her. I mean, let's face it.
It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't on top of moon rocks or anything, but.
And maybe that's why she drowned him.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't get the moon rock treatment. Maybe she was like, you could have gave me the moon and the stars and you didn't. So down you go.
So now down to Davy Jones' locker you go.
That's right. That's right. Maybe you can come back in another life and give me the moon and the stars.
Oh, by the way, thanks for the Hope Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get along just fine. See?
Poor Jack.
Telling you.
Poor Jack.
over the weekend, I read this book, I Become Her, for True Crime Tuesday. Joe Hart, who's local here, he's in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. By the way, an amazing author. He wrote the book Obscura and other Wall Street Journal and New York Times bestsellers. I call him local because we have an affinity for our own, but he's a national best-selling author. But basically, the theme of this new thriller, this new crime thriller, you can't trust anybody. And I'm like, my man, right?
Yep.
And he especially, he hits it right on the head. You just can't trust anybody. You just can't. Doesn't matter how long you know them. In a relationship, you just can't trust them.
Oh, I've had people that I've known for well over a decade. Complete monsters. Unknown.
Yeah. See? So, I think if Titanic teaches us anything, don't catch the vapors over someone you meet on a cruise ship. And that's what Joe Hart teaches us in I Become Her. Because the wife throws the husband overboard on a cruise ship.
Mm.
See? Cruise ships, dangerous stuff.
Or chivalry is dead at that point. Shove her in the water. Take that floating piece of debris for yourself, King.
That's right.
You got the strength to do it. She can swim. All right.
Is it Van Halen saying women and children first? No, man. No.
Nope.
No. Chivalry's dead. Yeah.
When sharks are in the water and it is freezing and the Titanic is going down. No, chivalry is dead.
That's right.
You can learn to swim.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
enough room for 8 people. 8 people, Rose. 8 people, Rose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the stand-up base hitter in the head and grab the door for yourself. Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you may, you guys may be saying that's mighty misogynistic of you. No, because you know what? In the end, she did it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She murdered him.
Yeah, she murdered him. Yeah.
Yep. And
then she has the nerve to be like, I miss him so much. No, you don't. If you would have missed him that much, you would have saved him and been with him all these years.
You would have, I don't know, scooched over a half an inch.
Yeah, exactly. A half inch, not even a quarter inch. Here's a corner of the door to hang on to, buddy.
Oh, what's that? You're turning blue? But hold on to my fingertips. I mean, I could help and pull you up on this very large piece of floating debris that I'm on, but I don't feel like it.
It's as big as a banana boat, but there's no room for you, sir.
You're turning all sorts of blue and purple now. Stay with me, Jack.
You look like a plum.
I need you for my emotional support puppy. Please keep talking to me.
You need to talk until the rescue boats come. Ridiculous. Ooh, speaking of icebergs and glaciers, are you ready for this rescue story?
Oh, yeah.
I got a story for you. This one has a little bit more of a happy ending because they actually find the guy in this one. Although it's his remains.
I like happy endings.
Well, we all do, my friend. That's what she said. A glacier reveals the remains of a man who disappeared 66 years ago. I'm going to show you the picture of the dude and his family. Black and white picture. I'll just get it in front of the camera there. That's what he said. Hello.
A lot of puppies.
That's a lot of puppies. I bet you they're the ones who buried him in the glacier. His name's a little funny, though, so bear with me. Dennis Tink Bell. That's his nickname, Tink.
That's
awesome.
Think
like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Was a 25-year-old meteorologist who fell. They had meteorology back in 1959.
I'd imagine so.
That had to be the birth of meteorology. was a 25-year-old meteorologist who fell down a crevasse in Antarctica back in 1959. On that tragic day, Bell and his colleagues had taken 2 dog sleds, or sledges, it says here, out on a glacier in Admiralty Bay on King George Island to conduct research in the austral deep winter. When the team struggled to make it through deep snow, Bell had gone on ahead to help urge the dogs to continue. Unable to see where he was going properly, he stepped into the opening of a crevasse and promptly vanished from sight. His colleagues rushed over to help after calling out and heard him answering from deep below. They were able to lower a rope down for him to tie onto himself and proceeded to use the dogs to pull him to safety. But after reaching the tip of the crevasse, or the lip of the crevasse rather, Bell's belt broke, sending him plunging back down into the bitter darkness. This time, when the men called out to him, there was no answer. Despite deteriorating conditions, his colleagues continued efforts to help him until eventually it became apparent that he had not survived, and they were forced to return to base. That would have been the last that anyone ever saw of Bell, but then recently, the receding glacier finally deposited his remains, along with a number of other items, out into the open. A DNA test quickly determined that the bone fragments were indeed those of Bell. While tragic, at least now his remains can finally be brought home.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That is a feel-good story. Yeah. I did find an answer for you.
Sure.
Thanks to Google here.
Okay.
So meteorology, it let's see. Aristotle's work in 340 BC laid the groundwork for meteorological thought.
Show me his fucking Doppler radar.
But it's not until the 17th century that meteorology developed into a scientific discipline. And that's when they started the mercury barometers. And so it says that particularly after the founding of the Smithsonian in 1846 is when it became like a super established science.
Again, where are their Doppler radars? The minute I see the Doppler radars,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It becomes a more exact science when you start incorporating radar.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Aristotle, 340 BC.
You're going with Aristotle.
Fuck yes.
I'm laying
Let's go Aristotle, my boy.
Laying my chips on Aristotle.
My boy.
Yeah.
Aristotle was like, look, the wind's blowing.
He puts his finger up. If thou gets hit with a meteorite, I believe I've proved my science.
Look, my knees hurt. We're getting rain.
We're getting rain. Call it science.
My arthritis is acting up. I think we're going to have a storm.
I believe I've scienced myself out of this one yet again.
Fuck, Aristotle, my boy. Bro.
The minister of meteorology over here, my boy.
Yes.
Yes. I call that shot. I don't think so. But that's just me. Somehow think Paul Douglas had more on Aristotle than Aristotle had on Aristotle.
I'm going to have to get a barometer outside and then just like get a cutout of Aristotle and just fucking tape it to it. Finger in the air.
Aristotle with one finger in the air and his barometer.
Oh, I love it.
And a word balloon. I feel it in my knees, home slice.
I think a storm is a brewing home skillet.
Home skillet. I feel it in my bones. Right. Who needs a Doppler, dumbass? Sure. Mm-hmm. All right. Our next story has to do with scientists who may have found the key to living beyond the age of 100. Evidently has nothing to do with Aristotle. New research has been investigated why some people are able to live to and even beyond 100 years old. Karen Modig has an article out there talking about how humans may be living longer on average these days, but even so, I would dispute that. There are more people that I see dropping dead early these days, or not even up to life expectancy. What's the average life expectancy now? Is it 72?
Oh, I could look it up, but yeah, it's
72,
usually
70?
within the 70s to 80s is when people start
Yeah.
dropping. Yeah.
And I see more people dying before that now than ever before. Humans may be living on average or longer than average these days, it says here, according to Karen, but even so, only a fraction of us will live to see our 100th birthday. Yet the reason why only a select few will become centenarians still remains a mystery to scientists. But the latest work published by Karen and her colleagues has just uncovered one factor that may be key to the long lives the centenarians experience. Karen's research team has found that people that live to 100 seem to possess the superhuman ability to avoid disease. Centenarians are of such great interest to scientists because they may hold the key to understanding how we can live longer and live longer in better health. Some questions researchers have long pondered is whether one of the keys to a centenarian's resilience mainly lies in their ability to postpone major diseases, or whether they're simply better at surviving them. Or could it be that they avoid certain diseases altogether? Understanding the answer to these questions would bring us to at least one step or at least bring us one step closer to figuring out what specific factors contribute to longevity. So Karen's colleagues set out to see if they could find the answers. In two recent studies, they analyzed and compared long and short-lived people born in the same year. The results from the two studies showed that centenarians not only suffer from fewer diseases overall throughout their lives, but they also develop more slowly. They're also less likely to experience deadly conditions such as major cardiovascular disease compared to their short-lived peers. The first study included 170,787 people born in Stockholm County, Sweden, between 1912 and 1922. Using historical health data, residents were followed for 40 years, either from age 60 until death or up to age 100. They calculated each participant's risks of stroke, heart attack, hip fracture, and various cancers, and compared those who survived to the age of 100 with their short-lived counterparts. They found that centenarians not only had lower rates of disease in late midlife, but they continued to have lower rates of disease throughout their life overall. One example, at the age of 85, only 4% of those who lived to be centenarians had experienced a stroke. In comparison, around 10% of those who also became centenarians lived to ages 90 to 99 had experienced a stroke by age 85. So wrapping it up, the least major disease you've had by the time you've reached an older age, the more your chances of getting to age 100.
That's wild. Yeah, I looked up and right away found the answers. So we have from the CDC, from their National Center for Health Statistics, the average life expectancy for both sexes is an average of 78.4 years.
Okay. Oh, that's gone up then from even when we were younger. Yeah.
Males are 75.8 years and females are 81.1 years. So females still outlive males.
Mm-hmm.
And then according to, now I got hit with an ad.
See?
World or meters. Why would you do that to me? Okay, here we go. Both sexes worldwide is 73.5. Males are 70.9 and females are 76.2.
Interesting. And I take it just the higher health or higher life expectancy in America is just from the healthcare system.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or we have more vampires, one of the two.
I think it's vampires. Yeah. I'll vote vampires.
I agree.
Next story has an impression alert. Get your impressions ready.
Oh,
you have an impression for this next guy or not. Have you got the throat tuned up?
I don't know. I've been a little sick. We'll see.
You have your beverage ready?
I can crack another one.
You got to get the throat lubricated here. That's what she said. You see here, here's the deal. If you're going to do an impression, who do you think I'm doing here?
That's your Alex Jones one. I know that one pretty well.
Of course it is. Yeah, it's Alex Jones impression. It's in the news in this next story. A judge rules against Alex Jones in his legal battle over Infowars. That's bullshit.
What? A prophet?
All the frogs are gay. What? I'm sorry.
I said for being what? A prophet?
The conspiracy theorist website and assets can now be legally sold off to pay what he owes to the Sandy Hook families. Pardon me, I burped. Jones, who for years used his conspiracy theorist website Infowars to spread, it says here, malicious false rumors. Oh, Travis is going to hate this story about the victims and families of the Sandy Hook massacre, was ordered back in 2022 to pay the families an amount in excess of $1 billion in compensation for what he put them through. I'm going to pay them all back in powders and sponsor swag. You can pick anything from the prize closet.
If you order now, $18.99, you too can get these men prostate fucking gummies.
That's right. We got men prostate gummies. I'll send them out to you free. You can have anything out of the prize closet. I don't have any cash. I'm cash poor. Just keep in mind, I don't have any cash on me. You've ruined me.
He's gonna have to team up with My Pillows.
Right. You could have a My Pillow. You could also have a recording of Walter Cronkite doing the greeting at Bohemian Grove. I've got a few of those left. You can have that.
I am hearing so much blasphemy. Alex Jones, inshallah, holy be his name, the prophet. Okay. Listen. I think I've got a clip of Obama in a dress from Bohemian Grove. You can have that. I've got nothing. It's true. I was there. I saw it. Oh, I've got a clip of some gay frogs doing a play. You can have that. But see, that was one of the funniest things too, is like forever everybody made fun of about the gay frog things. And then it turned out it was actually legit. I'm just saying, inshallah, holy be his name, the prophet, Alex Jones. Turn the frogs gay. And side note, Bohemian Grove is a real thing. That was one of the only legit things he ever did. And the frogs. And the frogs. And the frogs. Atrazine in the water is turning the frogs gay. Turning the frogs gay. I wish my voice wouldn't crack when I do that, because I can almost hit the register. Almost. My voice is a little higher than his, but he's got that gruff thing like, Jesus, I've been chewing on cigars and broken glass. Last year, it was revealed that satirical news site The Onion, together with the victims' families, had put in a bid to acquire Infowars, which was later rejected by a federal judge on the basis that there had been a lack of transparency in the auction process. Now, though, in a separate hearing, Texas Judge Maya Guerra Gamble, who I bet is Alex Jones's best friend, has ordered that the website and its various assets can indeed be sold to help pay the $1 billion that Jones owes the family. Do you think if he had his druthers, he would even think about selling that website? I'm thinking that's a big fat no. No. And I'm sure they'll try to appeal. and appeal
Yeah,
and appeal,
yeah.
and they'll just keep
There's
going
no
through.
way he's selling that website.
Yeah.
State receiver will take possession of everything, including the brand name itself, this week. While this doesn't explicitly mean that Infowars can now be bought by the Onion, it could mean that the firm, in conjunction with the families, might get another opportunity to put in a bid. While we're working on it, all I can say for now, said Ben Collins, CEO of the site's parent company. Meanwhile, Jones himself remains defiant and has repeatedly described the trials as rigged. According to reports, he has yet to pay the Sandy Hook families anything at all. Is it excessive? I'll ask you that, Travis. Do you think the amount is excessive?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. You just read a story earlier about somebody who broke into a federal facility and stole a giant safe full of $21 million worth
of moon rocks.
Moon rocks that is irreplaceable.
Right.
Right. And historic dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
And they got 6 years and $100,000 fine. Like, what the fuck?
Slap on the wrist.
And Alex Jones goes on a rant, and some crazy guy does something because of his rant. He didn't even do what the crazy, like, he just ranted. And then a crazy guy went out and did some crazy guy shit. And now he's liable for billions of dollars. Nah, that's some straight hate. That is somebody that just doesn't like him, that's taking it out on him. And God don't like that shit when you do it to their prophets, bro.
Oh my God. Alex Jones, a prophet.
And I mean, I'm just saying, they didn't like Elijah. They didn't like any of the other ones that came forward. They all got prosecuted. They all got jailed. They all got punished.
Just real quick, let me ask you something. Are you grounded right now in your studio? I mean, seriously, are you grounded? Are you wearing rubber soles?
Yeah.
Okay, because when God hits you with that lightning bolt, you're gonna need to be holding on to something. I'm just saying, you probably want to be holding on to something where you.
I heart you so much. Yes. No, I actually, for that purpose of all my blasphemies, I have a rubber floor. So.
Oh, good. Good.
and as we speak, for the audience's pleasure here, I am copying articles from nih.gov. nih.gov.
Okay.
To Tim right now.
About the frogs being gay? Is this
about the atrazine in the water turning amphibians and frogs gay? They're actually like going transgender is essentially what they're doing. And they'll go from male to female frogs and start like physically changing their sexual reproduction organs.
Well, at least I'll have better taste in clothes.
And then from UC Berkeley News,
I
am sending you an article from them on it as well. So there you go. There's your proof that Alex Jones was right about the gay frogs.
No, they're not gay. They're transgender. There's a difference.
I mean, that's true. But I mean, it was a different time. When Alex was making those statements, we weren't doing, LGBTQ stuff. Like, it was a different time, it was like,
it was just a few years ago.
Oh, no. The gay frog thing was like 20 plus years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. A long time ago. Oh yeah.
What?
Dude, I'm 40 and that shit was going on like in year 2 of me being a cop back when I was like 22. Right? So like we were talking a long time ago he's doing the gay frog thing. That's why again, I say he's a prophet.
No, I'm going to dispute that because I seriously thought about bringing him on this show in 2008 when Bohemian Grove was still relatively not new, but it was known, and he was doing the rounds on network.
2015. Yep, you're right. Let's see. The American conspiracy theorist They spelt profit wrong. And radio personality Alex Jones claimed that atrazine had caused a majority of frogs in the U.S. to become homosexual, and that the U.S. government was waging a chemical warfare operation to increase the rates of, yeah, we're not going to get into the rest of that on your audience. But
See?
yeah, 2015.
2015.
is
Okay.
what they said.
So it was 11 years ago.
I'm 11, 28, 30, 50 years ago. I mean,
let's be accurate.
really,
Let's
I
be
mean,
accurate. Come on.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, to be fair, yeah, 2015 is when he made the claim.
All right. That's what I thought. All right.
January 28th. So, I mean, close enough to 2014, but.
Jesus. So it was 10 years ago, is what you're saying? Or yeah, it was 10 years ago. Anywho. Okay, we got to keep moving here. But yeah, Infowars soon to be owned by The Onion. Anywho, I just figured I'd throw that shot across your bow before we move on.
I accept it.
I feel like I want to read this next story in Alex Jones' voice. I'll do the headline. Zombie squirrels covered in oozing warts spotted skulking through U.S. backyards. Does that sound like something that he'd read?
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, please keep going. My nipples are getting hard.
Are they? Yeah. Do you feel like you're tuned in?
Hurry up, Tim. I'm not there yet.
Does it feel like he's still syndicated? I'm sorry. That was a shot. This one comes from my friend Tony, who I think Tony likes to just rub it
Twist
in.
the knife.
You know? Yeah, he twists the knife. I think he takes my love of being a Disney princess and likes to just turn it on its ear. He likes to say, "Hey, you know those cute little animals you like to play with out there in the yard? They're all dangerous. They're all going to kill you someday."
Yeah.
So yeah, and this is one of those stories. Squirrels covered in pus-filled wart-like tumors have been spotted skulking through the backyards across the United States, according to one report. The grotesque-looking gray squirrels photographed in states like Maine and across parts of Canada have appeared in recent months with oozing sores and hairless patches on their heads and limbs. Well, if they'd stop visiting hookers, they wouldn't be like that. That's their problem.
Bro, the squirrel's just trying to get his nut, man. Leave him alone.
I keep telling them if they'd stop visiting the hookers. I sit out there in the yard and I tell them, stay away from the bad girls. Citing a flight. Travis is like, Jesus Christ, he does too. You should see him sitting out in the yard. Stay away from the bad ones.
He really does.
Citing a flurry of social media users spotting the critters on Reddit and X, the Daily Mail has been reporting this. This sounds like a fake news story to me. Photos and reports of affected squirrels date back to the mid-2023s, but sightings have surged again. Oh my God, this looks so photoshopped. I'm going to show you this picture in a minute. Sightings have surged again this summer, according to the outlet. At first, I thought it was eating something from my front beds. And then I realized it was on its face when Reddit user posted on July 31st after spotting a gray squirrel with a tumor in its mouth. Ew. Some have dubbed the critters zombie squirrels, but wildlife experts claim the animals are likely suffering from squirrel fibromatosis, which is a viral skin disease, which is caused by lepropox virus. Squirrels can get that? That's not right. The virus spreads through direct contact between healthy squirrels and the lesions or saliva of infected squirrels, mimicking herpes transmissions in humans. Somewhere there's a really sick fuck out there doing stuff to squirrels. I think that's how it's spreading, Travis.
I I just sent you a link through the Book of Faces.
Yeah.
Because this story just made me think of something I saw 2 days ago.
Seriously?
There are rabbits in Colorado being infected massively right now. They're calling them Frankenstein rabbits. Their mouths and faces are being just infested with these black tentacles right now.
Oh, yeah. I saw
These
that
horns.
story. I didn't know if it was a real story or not, so I didn't
Oh
report
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I called 3 of my buddies in the area and was like, "Do you know about this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm phased.
Uh, the virus is often confused with squirrel pox, which is common in the UK and can be fatal to red squirrels. Lepropox virus leads to wart-like tumors that ooze fluid. The skin condition will often clear up on its own, but in severe cases, the growth can affect internal organs and lead to death. Despite their scary look, Chevenel Webb of Maine's Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife told the Bangor Daily News that residents do not need to fear the squirrels. Don't fear the squirrel, man, as they pose no threats to humans, pets, or birds. It's like when you get a large concentration of people, if someone is sick and it's something that spreads easily, others are going to catch it. The concentration may be caused by innocent bird feeders. Infected animals can leave saliva or fluid on uneaten seeds, exposing other squirrels to the virus. Well, that's not good. I've got seeds right out there in the front yard for them. Like a lot of people, I love watching birds. Webb said, unfortunately, you can attract multiple squirrels to that feeder and risk exposure if one has the virus. Well, here's the deal. I don't need to worry because I shame the squirrels that come to my feeder. So I fat shame them so they don't stick around very often.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
because
well done.
Arnold, yeah, Arnold has gotten huge. So I just look at him, I'm like, hey, fat ass, really? Another peanut?
And he's like, "Oh, sorry, Dad."
So, through successfully fat shaming the squirrels in my neighborhood, I've successfully brought the general weight down of most of the squirrels in my neighborhood, including Arnold, who at one time was about, I don't know, 35 pounds overweight. So, yeah.
Well, that's impressive. I'm probably gonna have to have you come over and fat shame me so I can fit my prom dress again.
It's not a nice process. I mean, I'll just sit out on your front porch and just be like, hey, fat ass, do you really need that again? Do you really need to
Yeah.
put that in your mouth again?
I'll be like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Tim.
Yeah.
No,
So it's,
you'll
yeah.
never love me."
I'm gonna have to apologize to Arnold eventually, but now I'm doing it in the Arnold voice. I'll be like, "Do you really need to put that in your lips, you fat ass?" Stuff like that, and he just looks at me and goes, "Oh, fuck you, dude.
Put it down. Put
Put
it down.
put it down. 1 minute on the hips is an eternity on your lips or on your hips." Yeah, you know what I meant. But yeah,
Oh, damn
too
squirrels.
much, too much. Alex Jones. It's hurting the throat. That's what she said. Uh, So they're recommending not trying to capture a squirrel that has the virus. It's naturally occurring. It will run its course in time. That's not what the CDC director said. Every one of them needs to get vaccinated. Just kidding. Um, so here's what it's a vaccine joke. Here's what they claim the squirrels look like.
Oh,
I don't.
wow.
Yeah, but I think that's photoshopped.
I I don't know too, because like the quality of cameras these days too. Yeah, that they just a ton of open sores, pustules,
Yeah,
and like warts all over the damn thing. I mean, it's like a walking STD.
yeah, yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how much of it is real and how much isn't.
Well, I mean, if it is real, right now it's just in Maine and Canada, and that's not us. So
Well, not yet. Not yet. Not until they start doing funky stuff with each other, and sharing seeds, and before you know it,
they're all having their ditty parties, and
yeah, they have their Diddy squirrel parties together, and then before you know it, then ta-da, it's here. All right. It's time now for our palate cleanser, now that we've talked about zombie squirrels and all that other stuff. Here we go. This story is about a man is he in another country? I believe he's in another country, who spent 2 days with a crossbow bolt lodged in his head. All I gotta say is ouch. Emergency responders couldn't believe their eyes when they called to the man's home in Italy recently. In Italy! According to reports, the man was found on his bed, still conscious, with the back of a crossbow bolt sticking out of his forehead. So it went through the back in through the front this way. A concerned family member had contacted the emergency services after discovering that he had been in this state for 2 days and had not ate or drank anything during that time.
What?
2 days, Trav. 2 days with a crossbow bolt through his head and not consumed a thing.
This has the makings of a saint.
Yeah.
These are the stories that make saints.
Yeah.
Oh, this man was shot 34 times with arrows and ate not for 7 hours and did not urinate for 13 weeks. Ah, Saint Bartholomew
Produced lucky charms from his fingertips and discovered meteorology. I don't know what that means. But his concerned family members had contacted the emergency services after discovering him in that state for 2 days. He was immediately transferred to the hospital where a surgeon examined him. The doctor had noted that he could still speak, though incoherently, and the bolt was preventing him from being able to turn his head properly. Well, duh. Right to the back of the head, right? A millimeter further, and the patient would have died instantly. Maurizio Iocangeli, the head of neurosurgery at the Tourette Hospital, Tourette Hospital, not Tourette, but Tourette Hospital.
Could you imagine the doctor the whole time?
Fuck shit.
See, you got a bolt right through the head. Oh, fuck, you're gonna die.
Oh, you got cancer. Oh, just kidding. That's my Tourette's.
Motherfuck, I can't stop swearing. Oh, shit. God damn, what the fuck? Oh, God. Oh, that would be horrible.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario. Because, when you move to Italy, you get the accent. It's like moving to Kentucky.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So the Tourette Hospital in Ancona told the Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera. How do you like that, huh? It's like I was
pretty impressive.
Thank you. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. The medical team used a CT scanner to determine how best to approach the problem. Well, evidently we take it from the front because you got it from the back. You know what I say? Hey.
You're Italian. So good.
It's so good. It's so it's pure,
I know because I eat a lot of pizza.
There's nothing like a full plate of spaghetti. Is you put the gravy right on the top. It's so good. Dr. Iacongeli said it's not so much about removing it, but rather removing it without causing a massive bleeding.
Wow.
You don't want to go spurt all over the place. We want to keep the blood in the head because that's where it belongs.
I'm surprised he didn't have a full-on leakage of his cerebral spinal fluid.
I just kick my camera right over the place. Can't see me no more.
It's just God the punishing you for making fun of the prophet, Alex Jones.
Everybody, that's me. I have to put that in the right place. Now I have to shrink my head down like this. I look like I have no neck. Kicking my camera all over the place. Dr. Iacongeli say the arrow acts like a plug. If you remove it, you run a risk of hemorrhage. You know hemorrhage? He hang out with his brothers all the time. I see them downtown. Hemorrhage. I say, hemorrhage. Say hello to your mama for me. Hemorrhage.
Rocky is having a heart attack right now.
Papa for me, hemorrhage. Your sister? Mwah. Oh, she look good in the jeans. I know he's gonna fucking kill me.
Oh, I love it.
Fortunately, the surgical team was able to remove the bolt, but the man continued to remain in serious condition. It continues to remain in serious condition. Exactly how he managed to shoot himself in the forehead with a crossbow remains unclear. I know exactly how it happened. He said, hey, you know what? I got to clean the crossbow. And look right here.
Shit.
I got to clean under the trigger. And oh, boy.
Didn't they say that it came from the back of his head?
I thought it did. Yeah, but evidently it came from the front, not the back. He might have been saying, hey, you know what? I got an itch right back here in the back of my head.
Yeah, or attempted some weird trick shot or some shit that fucking banked. I don't know.
At the bow side pocket, boom.
Chances. You know what? No, he didn't shoot himself. Nope. No. There's a contextual clue in what you read. His family didn't find him until 2 days later.
Yeah,
laid in bed, right now, and then they were like, "Oh, we discovered he hasn't eaten anything or drank anything in 2 days."
Yeah,
you mean to tell me you all living in the same house?
Yeah.
And someone in your house missed breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you hadn't already gone check on them?
In an Italian family.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner again, and now you still haven't checked on them? And on the third day, you're coming up and now going, oh, I wonder. Nah, no, somebody in the house shot him with the fucking crossbow, and they were hoping he was dead.
Yep.
But he wasn't.
He's laying there going, help somebody.
Detective Combat Rev has solved this murder.
Thank you.
This attempted murder.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He's like,
cash app, Venmo me, Italy,
Yeah.
Send me some pizza, some lasagna. Oh, yeah.
How about bake the fish? We do bake the fish very well.
Pay for our strip club, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. We'll set up the, I almost said we'll set up the YouTube. We'll set up the, the GoFundMe. You can send the money right over, and we'll name part of it after you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ye Old Italian Strip Club.
for every $1,000 donation, we will engrave your name into a pole.
Yeah. Over on the mozzarella stage. Over on the gabagool stage. There's it'll be fun. Yeah. Reminiscent of old Italy. I just said gabagool, and over on the old gabagool stage, and right there, just half of the.
I love it. Italians. I approve.
Well, that's going to do it for today. As I've offended all the Italians in the audience, my horrible Mario accent.
I mean, look, I thought it was great. I eat a lot of fucking pizza, and that sounded pretty legit to me.
I eat a lot of pizza. Yeah. That sounds like every Italian in St. Paul. Why not?
Yeah, yeah. Sure. You get Rocky drunk enough. It sounded close enough.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty much Rocky when he's drunk. Hey, Travis, what do you say? We go down the town and we have party. Huh? Good for you. We go take a ride on a motorbike. It sounded good. Vroom, vroom, brother. Vroom, vroom. Yeah, it's pretty much close, I think. He turns into an Italian immigrant, I'm sure, when he's had a couple, 3, 4 pops, right?
I wish he was here for that. That was great. That was great.
He's gonna call me.
We're gonna have to clip this and send it to him.
He's gonna call me and go, fuck you, bro. That's after everything, fuck you, bro. Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Well, now that we've offended everybody, tomorrow on the big show, a non-offensive program, as far as I can tell, I think.
Oh, good.
Yes. I don't know. I haven't offended anybody in Ireland today, so but give me time. Daniel Rourke. Well, oh no, are you offending somebody in Ireland right now? Oh, Jameson. You have a Jameson there. There you go.
That's what I've been sipping on the whole time.
Oh, have you? Okay. We're going to Ireland tomorrow. Daniel Rourke will be with us, so he's back on the program. Telepathic Tales is the name of the book. We'll be talking about how through all of history, the other side has been talking to us and giving us different cultures, not just us, but different cultures, advice on things such as war, medicines, treasure has been guiding us to treasure, weapons, and different things, and much, much more. We'll tell you about how even up to current day, the other side has been giving us advice, counsel, and warning us about different things through telepathy and messages and dreams. So that's coming up tomorrow with Daniel Bork right here on the big program. Trav, got anything before we take off today?
Yeah, I imagine you've probably addressed this already in the past, being that is also a very good friend of yours as well. But I just wanted to say that I don't think I've been on since the news had broken, but my prayers, my sincere heart out to Maria and the rest of her family with the passing of my favorite Disney princess, Dr. John Ward. And I had the pleasure of being able to marry them, and you were there for that. And it's a deep, deep loss. A man that truly was an example of the great work and being somebody that lives his life for something bigger than himself and making this world a better place through his actions. That man is what we should all aspire to try to be. And yeah, thanks for letting me get that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I talked a little bit about John shortly after he had passed. Told people where they could find some of the TV work that John and Maria had done. There are archives of John and Scotty, their appearances here on the program. And I'll see if I can find the link to their archive here. And so I can link that up so you guys can listen to the archive of John and Scotty. I said one of their great gifts in that program is the ability to not be able to shut up, I think was their great gift. But it was very funny. It was a very funny program. But yeah, it was a classic program with Scotty and John. And there's a, it was a classic one. And my biggest regret was not having John on more.
Yeah.
I would love to have had him on more. He's a very talented, gifted, not only archaeologist, but paranormalist as well. It really knew his stuff. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and he had amazing stories of the travels he had been on, not just through Egypt, but everywhere he had been in the world. And yeah, he's going to be missed. Definitely going to be missed. So
Deeply.
Yeah. So Godspeed, sir. And again, folks, keep Maria and the kids in your prayers. And your thoughts. Send them positive energy. It's it's tough because John was such a good father. And I told that story about, I believe it was at the wedding where Freya snatched my crutch from right out underneath me. But she saw a June bug and thought it was a scarab. God love her. She, multilingual at such a young age, but she saw a June bug and thought it was a scarab. And of course, when you see a scarab, you got to kill it, right? And she took the first thing she saw, which was my crutch. And I had I had two crutches and one leg, and she went, took it right out from underneath me and took it like a jackhammer and bang, killed it. Yelling, scarab, scarab. and John, without missing a beat and without getting upset, said, "Oh no, darling, we don't do that. Give Timmy his crutch back."
I remember early showing up to perform said rite and ritual, and I brought a wedding present, which was a bunch of Jim Beam maple. And I think I brought like 4 bottles, and we cracked it open because I think Rocky and Scotty Roberts decided that we needed to taste test this. And I think we drank 3 of the 4 bottles before the ceremony even started.
Ooh.
And so the groom and everybody else, including the priest, were litty titty drunk before it even started. And I'll never forget John. He cracks that thing open, takes a swig, and he goes, "Ooh, that's a bit like breakfast. Oh, it tastes like pancakes." Oh, man.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Well, all right. With that, I think we'll wrap up today. But again, John, you're missed, you're loved, and we'll see you soon enough, my brother. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. Tomorrow, Daniel Bork right here on the big program. And then next week, more fun and games right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. Thank you so much, Travis, for being with us today. We'll see you tomorrow with Daniel Bork right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.
For more audio and video archives of the show, intriguing content, fun events, and cool swag, check out darknessradioshow.com. The executive producer of Darkness Radio is Troy Palmer. If you liked today's program, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for Telepathic Tales and the Other Side with Daniel Bork.